Hello and welcome to the Disabled People's Project, which showcases biographies of people with disabilities doing great things in life. Each episode or post is a different biography lasting less than 3 minutes. You can see my project on other platforms in the comments section. Today's biography is Tre Lowe. Tre Lowe is a musician and now entrepreneur who was in the final 5 of the recent Series 18 of BBC One's Apprentice. Tre's real name is Paul Akbar, and they had the famous 2000 hit Let the Body Groove with the Architects. They also produced Brandy and Monica's famous The Boy Is Mine and other acclaimed songs in the garage era. Tre's brother Ashley, who was also in the band, sadly died a couple of years ago. Tre has spoken about the legacy Ashley and his late father left behind and how much of his father was a good role model. Tre's music hits were shortly after studying music at university. Tre is now in the wellness business, which was the idea he pitched for Lord Alan Sugar in the Apprentice final. Lord Alan Sugar described Tre as the most credible candidate, and whilst being interviewed on the show, they said, "We have never seen anyone like you on the show before." Tre recently opened up about 2 of his disabilities on his social media, tinnitus and disassociation. He also replied to one of my comments that he is also in remission of Crohn's disease. Tre not only raises awareness of these conditions, but also talks about being raised in a large family where money was initially tight and about men's physical and mental health and grief. Tre being open about all of these stories provides a positive role model for others from intersectional backgrounds who feel like they can also achieve success. Tinnitus is a persistent ringing in the ear that can cause balance issues. Disassociation is a response to trauma in which you feel separate from yourself. I provided links to more information about these conditions in my written version of this biography on Facebook. I'm also in the process of transferring the biographies onto Substack. The project links are in the comments section. I also provide links to Tre's social media and work, media articles about Tre, and other signposts on other issues discussed in this biography. This is where I had a redemption of what I previously said at the beginning of my research and project. At the start of my research, I asked why there is only one disabled person in TV contestant shows. But as my research has progressed, I've established more people with disabilities in the media than preconceived because disability is diverse and hidden. It also depends on what is reported. For example, I only found out much later that Tre had these disabilities by fluke, and other aspects of his life were reported on much more. I heavily reflect on the Disabled People's Project, commonly known as the DPP, within my Diary of a Disabled PhD Student, which forms part of my thesis. I will let you all know when it's released to the public so you can read. As discussed in the previous biographies, personal autonomy is essential. Some may consider these conditions a disability and some do not. However, what is equally important is that the conditions are protected under UK disability legislation, the Equality Act, if people feel it is relevant to consider tinnitus and disassociation as a disability and receive support to reach their potential. I also discussed the grey area of disability in my other biographies. For example, Stephen Graham, who I completed a previous biography on, as dyslexia, but he doesn't consider it a disability. But there are people who do. So Tre may not consider these a disability, I'm unsure, but other people do, and so it's important to discuss. I also have dyslexia, like Stephen Graham, the previous biography, for example, and I've found it extremely debilitating within academia. It is also industry dependent, with, for example, many people in the public eye using their disability for positive use and contributions, as I've researched. I would like to thank everyone who has followed and commented during the journey of doing the DPP. I'm sorry it's taken a while since doing a biography. I've been sorting out my PhD thesis. I am sorry if I've not returned your comments or feedback yet. People have asked me for advice about doing a project. All I say is practice and consistency. We are not all perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Get going and keep going. I have already forgotten a lot about the technology side whilst doing this biography, and more than likely this one might be over 3 minutes. It's taken me twice as long to do this biography as a result. I am absolutely honoured to have so much interest in this journey as it's progressed, and I will continue to do the biographies post-PhD research due to all of your support. There is so much disability in this world, and so many people with disabilities have done great things which deserve collating. Thank you for listening. Like and follow if you want more.